Greetings, gorgeous bipeds. It is I, Christina, here at Fit and Bendy with a video to talk about one of the biggest problems people have doing back bends, which is pain in the lower back. So here are 3 things that you can do to reduce and even prevent that lower back pain when learning to do back bends. The most important thing to understand about back pain in the lower back is that this is generally the back bendiest part of your spine. And for a little bit more information on how the spine is built and the ways that we can support it, check out the linked video below on spinal anatomy. In the meantime, once you understand that, it's important to create a strong base for your spine. And for that, I like to warm up with a whole bunch of lunges and twists and side bends that create a lot of strength and energy through the lower body and the hips and the lower abs. So I have a lot of videos with ideas for that linked as well. So let's say you understand how your spine is working and you've gotten through those very important warm-ups. When you start your back bend, you always want to start with your hips lengthened. And the reason for this is because if my hips are shortened, then what that does is it tilts my pelvis forward, right? And then I'm not getting any length out of the front of my body in my pelvis. Then when I go over backwards, the challenge for my spine is it's kind of going forward, then up, then over. And this is going to put a lot more pressure on this part of my spine to create a bend. Look at the difference between that and if I start with my hips extended. So now I'm getting a lot more support from my butt muscles and it's opening up the front of my hips. It's opening up the front of my hips. So when I go over backwards, my spine just gets to go straight up and over backwards. And it's so much more supported from all of these muscles in my pelvis and my legs and my hips and my lower abs. So really important to open up your hips first every time you back bend. The third thing is to make sure that you're in control of your back bend. That means being able to be in control of your upper back, feeling that you can get your upper back to bend, and that once you start to bend your lower back, there is at no point where you don't have the strength and you collapse into it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I could very easily back bend where I kind of get to a certain point, I'm like, oh no, I don't have the strength anymore, and I just sink backwards into my lower back. Even doing it just for demonstration purposes, I can feel my back saying, no, I hate that. So what we want to try to do instead is go very slowly into our back bends. Unless you're very experienced, you want to slow down so that at any point in my back bend, I could just stop and hang out because I have the strength to control it. And I could go down a little further. I can come back up. I can feel all these muscles in my pelvis. I can feel my upper back working to support my spine. No matter how deep I go, I'm never at a point where I lose control of my back and where I don't have the muscles available in my body to support my back. And the fourth thing, even though I said there were 3, is to make sure that you're doing plenty of forward bending, side bending, and twisting so that your back doesn't only move one direction. You always want to try to create space in your spine and strength in all the different directions that your back can move, especially after you're done back bending. You don't want to leave your back bending session and walk out into the world stuck in that back bend, walking around like this. It's going to be very hard on your spine. So those are the tools that have really helped me with my chronic lower back pain and actually enabled me to get rid of it completely. And I hope it works for you as well. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section. Let me know what you think and check out all of the other back bend videos for lots of ideas of how to actually implement this plan and make it happen for you. Thank you so much. And as always, happy bendings.